Hi there everybody. So today we find ourselves on another floor rebuild dilemma on our 1960 Chevy Biscayne. So anyway, like you can see here, they lobbed off the roof to make this a four-door convertible type deal or soft top type deal, I don't know. But like you can see, the gap here is bigger than it's there already. I was going to brace this car, but also we're going to do a two-door version of this. We're going to cut that and we're going to put a two-door door on it. That's for later episodes. So today I figured, you know what, let's leave the bracing because I'm going to have to pull this thing together. But let me put some structure back into the floor, which is dead already. I mean, I'm scared this thing's going to break in two if you look at the state of the floor. So let me try and fabricate a custom back piece of floor section at least. From this section to there, I think up to here about, because this is pretty much crusty all the way through up until here. I think I'm going to go a bit further and I'm going to quickly do a section like that. Alright, how am I going to do this? Well, obviously I'm not going to be able to get every small detail back into this. I'll be getting it close. The bend I'll perfectly get. This block is just for the seat. I think because this bubble top coming here, they're deleting the rear seat, so I'm not going to be too much worried about that now. But first things first, I think I must cut this out and then use a cardboard to trace this and then to cut my steel before I shape it. That's going to be the easier way for me to go on this. Because the cardboard and this, the cardboard will show me the exact size of the plate I need to cut to bend it to this. Alright, let me get cutting. Alright, looking at this planning, I decided let me start drawing a couple of marks, parameters. Well, I want to cut this thing. I'm going to go past the seam for the original joint because I want some structure to join the plate too, but also we're going to redo this in the next video too. So just roughly. Man, this poor floor is dead. What I want to do is I want to actually cut a bit of a lip because I think I must spot weld the back section to that section, which is still right there. Just I don't want to contend all the bends. Also, I think a smoother, cleaner floor is going to look better in a custom. And yes, we actually bought new plates and everything for this one. This isn't the normal type of jobs we do, where the normal customer says make a plan. I haven't got. Yes, we're gonna go up to there. Then, like I said, I don't want to grind through all the seam sealer. Pretty yucky stuff. Right, so that's basically our plan. There goes another half a plate. But don't worry, we'll make a template after we've cut this out and we'll cut both sides. And then we'll do this side and then I'll quickly do this other side off camera most probably. Alright, let me start chopping. Man, it's pretty toasty here, even there. Alright, chop this side. Right, let me quickly place my magnets. Just to get about roughly the shape. I'm gonna have to cut some cardboard. Let me shape it some more just to get it there. So that's gonna be pretty close. I have to add there a bit. But that's just one of those seat brackets messing me about. Let me mark how we're gonna do this. Bit over. Something like so. Man, ain't I good? I roughly cut it to the length of the cardboard without even knowing. Coincidence? Yes. There we go. We get another piece of cardboard so we can do that side. Right, we get to that side. Mark it and cut the cardboard. Let me not fall through the floor. Like you can see, that's pretty much gone. Poor car had it. Right, now comes the fun bit. The fun bit of getting those sizes proportional, because I know I'm gonna have to bend my plate and give it pie cuts there, looking at it. But we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. Just take us out and play with my cardboard to get that edge for the wheel tab. Right, freehand. Now, let me get a piece of wire and quickly with just cut the wire and bend a piece of wire according to that. So we've got our curve around here. Right, bend my piece of wire according to that. All right, let me chop my wire so I've got the right size there. And the right size there. That's roughly the right sizes. Just bend it a bit here on top, play with it a bit too much. Right, so it's just a small tip. There we go. That's it. Now that I've got it, let me put it on our template and trace it in. There we go. Now that we've got our template, we can cut it out, check it with the car, and we can cut our piece of steel. I'm going to be cutting that more to get it out, because remember, it's got a subframe underneath. Like you'd see, I didn't try to cut all the way through, because I might just cut that subframe over the prop shaft and everything. Actually, this doesn't have a prop shaft, it's got a torque tube diff, like the older vehicles from Chevrolet. Going to be a pretty nice piece of car when it's done eventually. Any car takes time. We've got so many projects we need to attend to. we'll be making turns with a whole bunch of them still, just to get everything bolted at the same time. Right, that seems perfect, just that piece there that I forgot to trim. But like I said, I want a bit of an extra lip on the front of that subframe for the cross member, because I want to spot weld this, but the rest I'll butt weld in most probably. Right. Let me mark the other side and cut both at the same time. So I've got left and right, but we'll probably be doing just left in this video, and later on I'll be doing right on my own. Another half of a plate gone. The boot on this car was so big I used the whole plate, and I still need a bit to finish the ends. I'll probably do that as well, because this is a huge car, but we do love them because they were beautiful cars as well. Right, let me get my metal axe, my baby grinder, my wheel of death, and let's chop these plates out so I can start forming and shaping. Alright, looking at this, you can clearly see the whole floor section was actually damaged and bent down, because this is where the original cross member is sitting. We're now going to make a plate so it goes over this, and we'll spot weld it to there, making it strong and sturdy. First things first, I need to try and bend, get to this edge. Let me just guess it a bit. We can start bending from about 4 inches. Right, I'll just play with it. Not bend it completely, but like I said, I'll just play small amounts with it. Maybe hammer it a bit straight here and there, I just take my piece of pipe, my force multiplier, don't want to bend it too much, as I can still weld it and pull it as well. Something like that. Don't want to go too much. Probably end up just also bending that floor plate a bit. Now I can start tacking it into place and shaping it a bit more. Also, I'm going to build this tunnel a bit higher because they're going to probably change the rear end, because yeah, they opted for a big block for this thing, so it's going to have more power. Okay, let me just tack it in the corner where I want it. Yeah, I'll do my spot welds, try and make it look factory. Yes, let me just cut that for the wire off, and yeah, I'll take it from there. Not to get too much heat on this because it was already a rusty dunk. Just push it down. We'll shape it a bit more with the car and just trim the axis. Gonna run it according to that and according to this corner, and then start bringing it down, shaping it as I go. Just gonna maybe tag it on the edge here to keep it as well, like you can see. We're building it like that basically, as yeah, machine stamped this thing in factory and they did a good job. Right, just press that down, get it into the corner as well. There we go. Right, and that's basically how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat on it, tack it, tack it, tack it to get it to my shape that I want, and basically drop it into place. Yeah, it's gonna need a heck of a lot of work. Taking shape, taking shape. Me carry on like that. Probably jump on there to give it some weight. Right. Now you can see the method to my madness. This will actually look better than what was in here, especially painted up and welded nicely all the way around. Let me continue on this. I think it's going to look a lot better. Alright, now that I've got this edge, I can quickly just shape it a bit more. Just shape it. It's going to look almost similar to the old one, except for that one beam that was in it. That was the plan actually, and it's going to be a bit smoother. Get to that corner. That looks a lot better actually than the rest. Make a plan engineering 101. Get it into the corner where the original piece was. Like you can see, we're on that lip, that's why I left that small lip to guide us. And like I say, they don't plan on having a rear seat or anything, as the bubble top I think is going to start from here, and we're going to turn it into a two-door. So he also told me he doesn't care for all the rifling and all the marks in the back. It's not a concourse car apparently. Quickly give it more shape, just to shape it here. Let me just burn it through. I'll shape it a bit. I just want to hit this a bit so this comes up a small amount. But basically there you have it, our custom floor for our custom car. Burn this one in. I know I was gonna make spot welds, but yeah, I'll quickly grind this later nicely and drill some holes and make spot welds so it looks factory at least. But yeah, nice and smooth, no lines, doesn't look bad at all. On the next portions of floors, I'll probably make a plan to start pressing some lines in. This is also a flat piece of floor just with curves, but the front floors I think's got patterns. Right, let me panel beat this bit. There, I can burn it. Nicely shaped so far. Looks otherwise without that curve and that square, but it's basically the same thing. If you look at this and you look at that, this has a square and just that. That's the only difference. I don't think that's something we'll miss. I minimized this now and I minimized the square now. Doesn't look too much different. It should work perfectly for what we've got in mind. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content on our Rusty Piles of Junk. Peace out everybody.